Hello and welcome to June's Birds of Essex. How are you all doing?
Good, thank you. How are you? Well, obviously I can't see you tonight, so
Well, you can't see me, and there's a really good reason that you can't see me. So for anyone that was watching last month, if you remember at the end of last month, if you managed to watch that far through the show, we had a discussion about Top Gun. And I made a comment that with a bit of hard work, a bit of dieting, quite a lot of plastic surgery, and getting my teeth fixed, I would look just like Tom Cruise. And I don't think Steve believed me. So I've been working very hard for the last month, and I just want to see what you think, mate. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah, go on. That's an improvement.
It's an improvement.
It's an improvement, yeah.
The only problem is that Tina thinks it's pretty good, but because I haven't got his bank balance, it's still not good enough. So I might as well take it off, you know? There you go. Anyway, for anyone that didn't watch last month, they probably think we're absolutely mad and don't know what we're talking about. But
exactly. Well, you have to be mad to watch this. So,
how you doing? You're right.
I'm good. It's nice to have you back because I mean, for those, I was looking for a new presenter, but I couldn't find anyone. So you had to do.
I sabotaged them all at the interview process because I just couldn't quit. That's what it was.
Exactly. You're tied. The contract ties you for 100 years. So.
Oh my God. Okay. So we've got a few people saying hello, Richard Chew. Good evening, Steve, and to whoever you have found to take Matt's place. I assume Matt is shut away at home, still gazing at his photos of the black-browed albatross. Well, I was actually going to get a T-shirt made, but I didn't think Steve would be able to take it, so I didn't know. Who else is saying hello, Steve?
We've got Brian Cox. Good evening, guys. Who else we've got? Tim Hayward. Evening, all.
Hi, Tim.
We've got loads of people watching tonight. So yeah, we've got Mo Jackson. Hello, everybody. Neil Sumner. Good evening. Good evening, Neil.
Excellent.
And Mo. And then who else we've got, mate? We've got Thomas Harris. Hello, right. He says.
David L. Smith. Hello, David. How you doing?
And Emma Robinson. Hello, everyone.
Excellent.
So, yeah,
blimey.
At least someone's watching tonight. That's something.
Yeah, we've got a full house. Now, let's see if we've got something to talk about. I can't remember what we're talking about tonight.
No, we haven't got anything to talk about.
But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. It's been really good, and we'll see you next month. No, right. So basically, we've been doing a little competition the last few days. Now, the first thing I'm going to quickly share is how to feedback. Now, I think this is the normal screen that everyone is hopefully used to by now. If I can find it on my computer, here we go. So can you see that, Steve?
I can, yeah.
Lovely. So yeah, if you want to ask any questions, you can do so via YouTube chat, as a lot of you are doing already, of course. And you can also email us, ebwstalks@gmail.com. So if you've got a question or a picture or a video or anything you'd like to share with us via email tonight, I will try and remember to check the emails as we go, and we can share those later on. You're monitoring Facebook as well, I think, aren't you?
Oh yes, but I can do.
we don't get loads of Facebook feedback, but if we've got how do people feedback on Facebook?
So if you go onto Facebook and visit the Essex Birdwatching Society Facebook page, and you'll find that the caption competition's on there as well. So you can. It's not too late to enter.
No, and we've had some entries already, haven't we? So this was basically feeding on from last month. I don't know if you remember, we had a few pictures sent in last month, and David L. Smith's nephew, Tom, or Thomas, he kindly sent in some pictures of the stork that's been flapping around Colchester and Stanway. And one of them was this one. Hopefully you can see that on the screen. We got that?
Yep, we've got it.
Lovely. So we thought that would make a really good caption competition. So you're welcome to, I'm going to leave it on the screen while we read out what we've had already. It's just a bit of fun, but whoever gets the best caption, whoever we think is funniest, we're just going to send them a lovely, sparkling, brand new Essex Birdwatching Society badge.
Wow. No expense spared for our prizes tonight.
Exactly. So we've had David L. Smith actually entered himself, and he's put, can you teach us to fly like you? We've got legs and necks like yours. How hard could it be? So that's the first one. Nice. And I think we're doing this in turn, aren't we?
Yeah, Andy Goody says, the white stork saying, friends, giraffes, countrymen, lend me your ears.
That's quite good.
Good one.
Robert Crozier, he's put the giraffes are saying, "Is that a black wing on stilts? That's rare around these parts."
That's good. That's good. Tim Maxted said, "Where is the baby?"
Simon Norton, I like Stork. You're having a giraffe, mate. I prefer Utterly Butterly.
That's good. Paul Shuttleworth, the giraffe, is saying, "Well, if it's not one of us that gets pregnant, then it must be that horny rhino in the next pen."
Very good, like that. Horny rhino, excellent. Andy Goody again. Think I must be lost. I don't remember seeing either of you big guys at net before.
Very good, Andy. Yeah, it's good. I like that. Martin Gathercole. So for those who are probably of a certain age, who knows the Frost Report, the class sketch, it's "I look up to him. I know my place." If you're younger, you'll have to Google that.
I'll Google it in a bit then, shall I? Then we've got, I sent one in actually, but I can't enter, but I just put, can anyone see if it's got a ring? Because obviously that's what we've all been talking about with this talk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. You can see all the giraffes looking for a ring.
Yeah.
Jack Wright, it says, "The reticulated giraffe, seen here stalking its prey." Very good.
Yvonne Watling, always wondered, what's the view like from up there?
Actually, we've had lots of good entries, haven't we? Mel Shepherd Wells, "No, we don't deliver babies. It's an old wives' tale."
Very good. Jan Lewis, there's only a couple more, you'll be pleased to know. Jan Lewis, good job it's not a crane with our necks.
Very good. Like that. Steve Wilkinson, "If you poop on us," here comes, I've got all the dodgy ones to read out. "If you poop on us, we will make sure you can't carry any more babies."
Okay. Yvonne Carroll, "Stop that staring. Your eyes are on stalks." As in stalks.
Stalks, like that.
Yeah.
And penultimate one, Sarah Flight says, "Friends look out for each other."
Oh, very nice. And Maureen McSweeney, "And you are who?" So there we go. Just a bit of fun. But if anyone wants to put anything in the chat, there'll be a badge on the way to the winner later on. We've already got a favourite from the list. So good luck with that. Right, so we're going to be going to Mark in a few moments. Mark Nowers, who was with us a couple of months ago talking about turtle doves. He's kindly offered to come in and give us an update as to what's been happening. But just very quickly before we do that, I'm just going to stop that caption. There we go. You may remember our bird of the month last month, which was, what was it? I can't remember.
Blue Rock Thrush.
Blue Rock Thrush. And this was a bird that Daryl Style found at the Naze, and it was there for, I think, no more than about an hour or so, if I remember correctly. But he managed to get a picture. I think one of his friends got a picture, and he submitted all the information to Birdwatch magazine. And just really wanted to say congratulations to Daryl, because this is from this month's Birdwatch magazine, and he's got a whole little article on it there on how he found it, and just all the information about it. So if anyone gets Birdwatch magazine or can grab a copy, it's definitely worth a read. And one thing that I saw from the beginning of this, he just starts it by saying it was 4:30 a.m. on the 12th of May, and I was about to start another dawn raid on my patch, the Naze in northeast Essex. I was exhausted. This was my 72nd consecutive dawn start this spring. So,
wow,
to me, you know, I mean, I know he finds some good birds, doesn't he?
We've said this before. If you put the time in, the rewards will come, and he deserves everything he gets, because 72 visits
in a row.
Yeah, I mean, I could do 72 visits to the Naze, but I'd probably spend all of them in the cafe.
I could do 72 7:30s, but that'd be 7:30 in the evening, not in the morning. Yeah. Or sorry, 4:30 in the afternoon, not in the morning. Oh, that's incredible, really. I mean, he's really put the effort in there, definitely. Right, should we bring Mark in? Should we
bring Mark in? Yeah, let's bring Mark in and talk about turtle doves.
Here we go. Let's get back to some seriousness. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Is he joining? Here he comes. Hey.
There he comes. Oh.
Hello, Mark.
Oh, I think you're on mute, Mark. I think there he is.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Good evening.
Good evening to you both. I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Did you see my terrible Tom Cruise impression?
What, just now?
Oh, you didn't, obviously.
No. you want to do it again?
Not really, no. To be fair,
No.
no, we're not going to do that.
Do we need to email Tom Cruise to let him know?
No. I think if we did it again, people would be switching off in their droves. So let's talk about turtle dove, shall we? Oh dear. Right. How have you been doing the last couple of months?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm having a fabulous time in my, doing what I'm doing in the role. Out non-stop meeting farmers and other landowners, recruiting volunteers to carry on doing surveys this year. My own personal reflections are that turtle doves seem to be having a good spring, but I mean, I haven't really got a metric for that, because this is the first year I've been so wedded to a single species and this species. I mean, last year I didn't see a single turtle dove, but I mean, I bird locally, and unfortunately where I am in South Suffolk, they're not within sort of walking distance of where I am. There were a couple. I can think of a couple of instances where there were sites that didn't have birds last year but got birds back this year and are clearly breeding. But then I do speak to other people that say, well, it's not too good around here, but I'm a glass half full sort of person, and and I genuinely, I do think they are having a better season, given what I hear from other people as well, So yes, it's good. It's a thoroughly rewarding job. I mean, I've been on the go since Lord knows when, and sorry, that's not me saying I don't want to be here, but I mean, this is very important, but it's great. I'm full of energy, for it. And I was out the tagging team. So we have researchers working on the North Shore of Blackwater. It's their second year of tagging birds, catching birds and fitting radio tags. And they caught 4 birds last Monday, fitted them with tags. One was a female that they caught last year, and so they love a trap. It's like a little rabbit cage, and they walk into it and then they drop the lid and catch it. It's all done very, by highly qualified people. And then but one of them has already ranged 10 kilometres, went from somewhere near Tolson Darcy up to Wickham Bishops and come back again. So these are it's a highly, people need to remember this is a highly mobile species within their breeding grounds. A nightingale rocks up, sits in a bush, and it won't move for 6 weeks. Or 8 weeks. This is a completely different kettle of fish. This is a bird that sort of we're talking about bird is a northwest European species here. We might be on the edge of range, but it's the same grouping, as you like, as the birds in France and Belgium that are under the similar sort of pressures in the wider countryside. So yeah.
Do they would they sort of breed? Would they move around a lot before they decide where to breed, or could they breed and then maybe even have a second brood somewhere else? How does that work?
They will certainly do the latter. They will have, they will move nests within the season. I think there's been a record of a bird moving a mile. I mean, the nests are devils to find, in the thickest, nastiest, thorniest scrub, and it's not an easy job to pin that level, to pin them down to that level of detail. The main purpose of the tracking this year is to find out where they're feeding and see what they are feeding on. Literally getting down on the hands and knees and seeing what suite of plant seed species they are feeding on. They primarily eat seeds of a whole host of stuff. Chickweeds, medics, clovers, trefoils, fumitory is mentioned a lot, and fumitory is very important, but it's particularly because it's an early season seeder. So it seeds very early. But it's not, fumitory isn't the be all and end all. If you've got fumitory, then blooming marvelous. But it's about the accessibility of the plants as well. It needs to be on short ground, and bare open soil, which is so that they can access, because it's a small bird that likes to feel safe in an open ground, typically. So
will that information be used, I take it, in future to encourage people to grow the right kind of
yes,
idea?
So I mean, so essentially today you may have seen that we had the results launched of our national survey that was undertaken last year. And so I just want to say, first of all, a sincere thanks to all the volunteers that took part in that, including you, Matt, I believe.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Matt. Personal thanks. And Steve, did you do one? Sorry.
No.
No.
I would have done had I probably been around. The thought was there.
No beating around the bush there. No, didn't do it.
Didn't mean it like that, Steve. Sorry. Genuine thanks to everyone who's taken part, because that was really valuable. I mean, so from the survey, so it's not a census. We haven't counted every bird. It's a survey. Our scientists have extrapolated. We reckon there's 2,100 pairs remaining now, which is a 98% decline since the 70s, a 94% decline since 1995. But hopefully this. There we go. Sorry. These are the dots on the map from the areas that were surveyed. The black dots are where birds were recorded as present. So every surveyor was given a 1 kilometre square to visit twice. And the white dots represent areas where they weren't recorded. So this isn't every bird. This is the areas where presence and absence was surveyed following a method.
Are these white dots? Are they territories that are likely to have held turtle doves historically?
Well, certainly historically, yes. The whole place there would have been a much greater assemblage. I mean, you look at Surrey, for example, just below London. I mean, I was brought up in East Surrey. There we go, and they were. I mean, during the 80s, for me, when I was birding there as a nipper, they were a rare bird then in Surrey. But pre-80s, they would have been far more common. And the range would have spread. There would have been more solid lines around the sort of Beds, Bucks, Hertfordshire sort of area. We hope this is a low point, because we know what we do know is that we know what the problems are, and we know what the solutions are. Two main things are: we need to increase their productivity in the UK, because they used to have 3 or 4 nesting attempts, laying 2 eggs in the 70s. Now they have 1 or 2. And we need to stop unsustainable hunting on their flyway. And their flyway, to be clear, isn't Malta for our birds. It's France, Spain, and Portugal. And so we've got to our BirdLife International partners, we support them. So the RSPB is a partner with BirdLife, is a partner organisation of BirdLife International. We are all, if you're a member of the RSPB, you are a member of BirdLife International by default, as it were. We've got a temporary hunting ban that started last year, and we hope that will that should stay in place until the hunting community can demonstrate that they can hunt sustainably. That's the ball is in their court in that regard. And in terms of in the UK, we know to provide an abundance of arable arable plant species, not weeds. So there might be weeds in other people's eyes. Arable plant species, through the breeding season, from when they arrive in April through to when they leave in August. And it's primarily that early season availability that is missing. And and that's what we need to do. And we are currently backing up with supplementary feeding, which we also know works. The spring is great. You have this as an advisor. You have that sense of anticipation in February, like when are the birds going to arrive? And then they start to appear, and you start to hear good news stories. There's one person near a site in northeast Essex had one bird visit their garden. So I knocked on their door. Literally, I didn't know them from Adam. I just knocked on their door because I'd heard a turtle dove. Got talking to them, gave them a bag of seed. A month later, they got 7 birds visiting.
Wow!
So it works. It really does. But it's not a sustainable solution. But it's a stopgap for this time being. Doing it properly, because we need to feeding. We need to feed in a proper way. You mustn't just pile the seed up. And let birds go at it, because of the risk of, we need to limit disease transmission, which is a real threat for a lot of birds. Keeping your garden bird feeders clean, and so spread it. We say feed X kilograms over Y square meters over this period, and that's what. So we ask people when if they very kindly offer to feed, that they feed in a certain way to keep that. And it really does work. There's a colleague in Kent has got a place at supplementary feed. Got 18 birds coming down.
Brilliant.
So you know,
as you were saying earlier that you're running a little bit low on the food at the moment, so you've obviously been doing well as well, giving it out and
oh yeah, yes, we all, it's we've got our existing contacts, and we have so we pre-order stock, as it were.
Yeah.
So it's with the critical period is that May June window. Come July August.
Yeah.
There's more available weed seed in the wider countryside, and I say these birds do range. That bird I mentioned earlier on, 10 kilometers. We know they do that. We know they do that already. It's fairly typical. So go on.
Sorry, coming back to the tracker, just quickly. Well, how long do those trackers last? Will they last long enough to monitor the journey back to Africa and then back through to the UK again? Or?
No, they will drop off. They'll have gone. They've done that. They've done that research already. That was done in previous tagging exercises back in the early 10s. So this is about understanding their movements on their breeding grounds.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So I'm not sure if we've got any questions, Steve. Has anyone posted anything?
No. I'm just saying, if anyone's got any questions for Mark, please let us know. So hopefully in the next few minutes we might hear from somebody.
Yeah, definitely. And meanwhile, how can people? So, do you still want people to report the sightings at the moment?
All the time, So all the time. If you're out bird watching, record all your birds. Stick them on bird tracks. Stick them on the biological record. Stick them on Birds of Essex. Get them in. It's a single best. If you think, what can I do to help nature conservation in the UK? Send your records in. It's the best thing. So I'm throwing myself around the core areas and responding to the sightings. It's genuinely valuable. If you're not on bird track, drop me an email. That's fine, and I'll respond to it. I can put it on bird track for you. It's really important. And the other thing you can do in that regard is if you're fortunate to live in a rural area next to a farmer, get to know them. Because farmers love to know the majority of farmers would love to know what is on their land, and if you can tell them about the turtle doves, the corn buntings, the nightingales, the skylarks, the grey partridge, and which they might not know about, let them know, to develop a relationship. So
that's the thing. I mean, all of the work, or not all of the work, but a lot of the work that you guys do, you wouldn't be able to do at all, or certainly as well, without the data, and the data comes from people like us, as you said, going out and recording and actually logging what you've seen. So it is really important. And I know that we'll do it, and hopefully everyone watching does. But if not, then as Mark says, you've got Bird Track, you've got eBird, you've got obviously the EBS website. There's lots of places you can record them, and it's not just the rare stuff. I know it's tempting to go out and only record the, a red kite or a golden oriole or whatever it may be. But if you see a flock of 500 starlings, or, a good number of blackbirds, or just anything and everything, because it's that base data that's needed to monitor what's happening, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Trends over time. Yeah. Excellent. Cool. And it's rewarding as well, to look at, like the nerd in me was counting 87 shell duck at Mistley Walls the other day. And I know in a couple of weeks' time there's probably going to be 300 there. Yeah. But had I not recorded those 87 and stuck them on bird track, I'd be going, now was it? How many was it, and when was it? I know now.
I did a shell duck count at Ardley Reservoir a little while ago, and I got 2. But it's still 2.
It'll count. Yeah.
So I shouldn't laugh. Why am I?
It might be 3 next time. You never know. Have we got a question, Steve? I think.
I'm trying to multitask here with different platforms.
Sorry. I think Richard Q.
I've got to take my glasses. You better go for that. Take my glasses off.
Got it?
Yeah, sorry. He says, top work, Mark. He says, does anyone have an idea what the impact of the very welcome moratorium in shooting will have in terms of numbers of turtle doves that reach the UK? Or will we just have to keep on recording and monitoring and hopefully see a positive increase in breeding birds?
One would like to think the fact that the moratorium was in place last year and will continue, but every year it does continue, that's going to be more birds going south and coming north again. And given their given that the mobility of this species, we should see the trend being bucked and stabilized.
Yep.
So I couldn't give the questioner figures, but it does give me and my colleagues an immense amount of hope. And there's an incredible amount of work went into that to evidence the case, to force the EU to say to those countries, you've got to stop shooting these birds until you can demonstrate you can do it sustainably.
Could that even have had an effect already, in as much as you said it seems quite a good year, maybe? I know it's early days. I might have said this before, they only shoot in the autumn. It's a very short window. So those birds weren't being shot last autumn, or a great, I understand the compliance was pretty good. So, cool.
Yeah, one would like to think.
Excellent. Anything else, Steve?
Yeah, Tim Haywood says, Mark, do you still need more volunteers to do structured survey of specific squares?
Tim. Oh, I've met Tim. Hello, Tim. How you doing, mate? So with the surveys, so the surveys that are carrying on, certainly there's two windows. We're now in the second window. So the first we need 2 visits to 1 square. So that the vacancy is closed for this year, But if anybody is willing to, I get a lot of sightings coming in from all around the county, and I'd love to go and check them all out, but I can't. But if anybody would be interested in being a sort of a roving recorder and saying, where do you want to send me for day, Mark, to check out a site, then please get in touch. And that'd be incredibly helpful. Tim, sounds like Tim, you want to do that. So drop us an email, mate.
Not an eye in the sky, but maybe an eye to the skies.
Well, indeed. Or to the scrub.
To the scrub.
Yeah, or to the scrub.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, brilliant. Have we got anything else, Mark, at all, Steve?
No, I think that's it so far, Matt. Yeah.
Lovely. So, thank you very much, and keep up the good work. And I'll certainly keep reporting my sightings as well.
Marvelous.
I will as well.
Yes.
I just want to say, can I just say, what has made this job great is the farmers and the volunteers and the communities I've been working with. They're all fabulous. They all really want to do stuff. There's some huge. Well, we're all passionate, but it's lovely to go out and meet more passionate, committed people.
Yeah. Excellent. Good stuff. Thank you very much indeed, Mark. And
pleasure.
Hopefully we'll hear from you again very soon.
Yeah.
Take care.
Take care now.
Cheers, Matt. See you later. Oh, that was
brilliant.
Really positive stuff, wasn't it? Really, and fingers crossed. But so by the time we get Mark back on again, maybe in a couple of months, lots more exciting news, hopefully.
And if that moratorium is in place again this autumn, then who knows, maybe next spring, summer, the numbers will be a little bit higher again, hopefully.
Yeah. What we need, just a bit of it's all looking promising. I've still not seen turtle dove yet this year. But
I'm not going to say where, but I did a survey last year fairly locally and didn't get any at all. And then the same area this year, there's at least 2 birds, possibly 3.
Good.
So there could well be more. I mean, if there's 3, there's going to be more than 3, I would imagine. So
well done. That's good.
Really good. Right. Excellent. What are we doing next?
What we got next? Well, yeah. So
I think it's where we've been, what we've seen, isn't it?
So what have you been up to then since the? As long as there's no albatross involved, I'll be happy.
Well, shall I go first? Yeah.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
Okay, I was going to say you normally go first, but right. So my first picture.
There's no surprises then.
My first picture's no surprises this week. No, this month. Sorry. My first picture is a little bit of a risque one. So if there's any younger people watching, you might want to look away from the screen now. So, there we go. Can you see that?
Oh, okay. Is it
okay.
So hot watershed, just
just about an hour to go, but there you go. We can always put the clocks forward. No, this is locally at Ardley Reservoir.
Nice.
And I just love great crested grebes. They're great to watch. They make some brilliant noises. They're fabulous when they get the young, and I love watching them build nests because they kind of dive and come up with these bits of weed and stuff and then build a big nest. And obviously these two aren't nest building, but they're certainly very busy, and we'll come back to them a little bit later on. But that was just after last month's show at the end of May. So I thought that looks quite positive. And obviously afterwards they both needed to have a little bit of a rest and a bit of a kip, as you do. I managed to catch up with spotted flycatcher this year.
Nice.
So didn't get one at all last year, but certainly managed to get something this year, which is really nice, because I always find spot flies a little bit tricky to locate. And I know out towards the nays and so on is pretty good. But no, I was lucky to stumble across spotted flycatchers, which I was really pleased with.
Lovely, isn't it?
And of course, some of the big news, which I can't remember if we mentioned last month, we may have just got it at the end of last month, but the spoonbills are back at Abberton. And there's a pair. I think it looks like they're nesting, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, I think they're in the throes of nesting. So that is really good news. Second year running. I mean, and crikey, what a fabulous shot you got there.
Well, this bird, to be fair, it flew because it was on the nest, and it kind of took off and just drifted in really low towards the edge of the causeway, landed and seemed pretty okay with me being there. So much so that it was kind of foraging around for a bit of material to put in the nest. It managed to get some and off it flew. So I don't think there's anything confirmed yet, but it's certainly looking positive. So
your space, yeah.
When was, I can't remember what time last year they had the eggs and the young. I can't remember.
No, I can't remember either. I'm sure someone will comment in the chat.
I think late June possibly. But I can't remember.
Probably was. Yeah.
So watch this space. Hopefully next month we'll have some more news on that. Oh, sorry, I don't know how that went there. Right.
Right then, thank you very much for the show. I'm off.
So I had a little trip up to Titchwell, which was really productive, because I got the spotted sandpiper that was up there. Didn't manage to get any pictures of it because it was too far away, but this lovely red kite flew over my head while I was there, so I thought I'd better take a picture of him, and he seemed just as interested in watching me, I think. And quite pleased to pick out a little gull as well. Didn't know there was anything up there, and just flying towards me, and I thought, oh, little gull, very nice.
Lovely.
They don't. I think it's only the second one I've seen this year. There was one bird at Abberton a month or two ago, wasn't there? I think.
Yeah. Funny enough, I saw my first a few days ago. So.
Excellent. Good.
So they're obviously on the move, these young birds.
And they've got spoonbill. It was quite funny actually, because there was a spoonbill that came flying across while I was watching the little gull, and there was 2 or 3 groups of birders a little bit further down, and I didn't shout it, but I just kind of went, spoonbill just up there, and no one really took any notice. And then I walked towards the seawall, and around the corner there were like another 6 spoonbills. So I thought, okay, they've probably all seen them already. So. But they're quite nice to watch, and I think these are 2 young birds, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I was just going to say, it's quite interesting that the birds that breed in Norfolk have already fledged. You know, they're like early nesters, where our Abberton ones appear to be much later.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, really don't know. Yeah, it's a strange one.
And we can tell they're young birds because they've got the bills are slightly shorter, and they don't have the yellow on the end of the bill, and they've got black on the wing tips as well. So they were quite fun. And I took a video actually. I'm not going to play it, but there was a young bird just chasing around its parents, obviously begging for food, which made me laugh.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And then I ran around the corner to Snettisham and managed to get the great reed warbler, which was absolutely brilliant. So another lifer.
Nice.
Right. And the obviously you've heard them, but I'd never heard one before. So the volume of the song, it's absolutely brilliant. Really, really superb. And also the other thing I liked about this bird is that the gate is just bright. The photo doesn't do it justice, to be fair. Bright orange gate. It's fantastic. Really good.
Fabulous bird.
And then back to the great crested grebe. So you'll be pleased to hear that this was taken about a week ago, and there's certainly 1, 2, 3, 4 eggs in there, and I'm not sure if there's maybe a 5th. It looks like the bird's moving something other than this egg. I'm not sure. So 4 or 5 eggs on the go. So hopefully should be some little humbugs in the next week or 2, which would be nice. And then finally, I had a day trip with Jan Lewis. I'm not sure if Jan's watching, but if he is, hello. And we went down to Bowers Marsh to start with. And my hearing, for some reason, I don't pick up high pitched things sometimes.
Yeah.
And Jan, we were just talking, and he said, "Oh, bearded tits." Where I couldn't hear them pinging because they were a bit of a way off. Then they came close, and I heard them. And there was this little family group of 6 bearded tits, all young. And it was just nice to see them. You know, they were really close, really confiding. That's a young male with his lovely yellow bill.
That's cracking.
And little female with a spiky haircut. I just thought they were really sweet, really nice.
Oh, nice one.
It was quite fun to watch them along the reed bed, because when they feed in the bottom of the reeds, you can see the reeds doing this.
Yeah.
You can watch where they're going. And then we also managed to pick up scarce emerald damselfly. Beautiful. Really nice. That's a male and that's a female. And then yesterday, I went up to Norfolk yesterday. And for those that don't know, there's 6 bee eaters up in a place called Trimmingham, which is near Walsham in East Norfolk. And at the moment, the RSPB have collaborated with a local landowner. You can pay £5 to park in a field, and they've set up like an observation area with a scope, and obviously you can bring your own scope and everything. And there was a good number of people there when I turned up yesterday afternoon. The birds are about 150 meters away, I guess, but they do sometimes fly a little bit closer, but you're a really safe distance from them, so no danger of disturbing them. But just get some really nice views. You know, these are obviously heavily cropped pictures, but they're flying around. I've never seen them before, so life is again for me. And they make this lovely kind of a kind of call, don't they? It's not very good, but yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
And even though they're right over there, the call, you can hear it.
It comes all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
So no, I was really pleased with them. And that's it really. So I mean, I have done some local birding. Oh, don't know why that's got. That's another bearded tit picture. But I have done some local birding, obviously in Essex. But generally speaking, for me, it's been a little bit quieter around the corner. You know, a little bit of a quieter month really. So
yeah.
What about you? Where have you been?
Yeah, June's always, end of May, beginning of June's always a bit quieter, isn't it? Stuff breeding. You know, yeah, it's just quiet month bird-wise, and obviously July maybe even quieter. But yeah, no, obviously I've still been, I'm still obviously working. Let me just find some pictures. So since the last show, hopefully you can see that. So yep, I've been up to Shetland. Oh. So this is a redneck phalarope, female redneck phalarope. But these birds breed up on Shetland, and our group were lucky enough to have some nice views of this. Not on mainland Shetland. So yeah, Shetland was really good. Weather wasn't too wonderful, but it was mostly dry, but a bit chilly all week. We had a lovely boat trip out watching gannets. We went to the island of Noss, amazing seabird cliffs, and we had most phenomenal views of gannet from the back of the boat. So managed to take lots and lots of photos of these, and also we saw things like storm petrels, a breeding site, which we were out there at like midnight. Storm petrels were like flying around us, which was pretty special.
The noise must have been amazing, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a video somewhere, but they all sound like storm petrels, sound like a fairy being sick.
Lovely.
They make these sort of funny gurgling noises.
Didn't sailors used to think they were kind of witches or something? I can't. Like,
I think that might be Manx Shearwater. I think. But
is it Manx? Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
they used to drive them mad, and they used to throw themselves off cliffs. Apparently. So yeah, lots of gannets, and we saw rose-coloured starlings and lots of skewers, great skewers, Arctic skewers, and of course puffins. Everyone loves a puffin. So yeah, some nice views of puffin at Sunborough Head, and yeah, we had rose-coloured starling, which was nice.
Yeah.
Then I was back for about 1.5 days, and then off to Finland. And so our main target in Finland is owls. So we were lucky to see this pair of great grey owls, and you can just make out here they've got a couple of chicks. So you see one chick there. So yeah, had fab views of those. And this is a Euralau, just blending in really well with this silver birch post. This was taken about 11:30 at night. So it's pretty much, well, in fact, it is 24-hour daylight. So you wake up at 1 in the morning and it's sunny. It's great.
You go birding.
Well, there is the temptation to go birding, but you've got to remember to get some sleep. But yeah, occasionally we had a couple of, well, certainly had one 2:30 a.m. start. So
wow.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's not so good when the alarm goes off, but you know, when you've been out an hour, you soon forget about the early start.
Yeah.
So Euralau, it's Tengmalm's owl that we saw.
They always look surprised, don't they? I mean,
yeah.
again, I've not seen one in real life, but pictures, they're like.
Yeah, the Collins Field Guide says it has an astonished look. Well, yeah, it pretty much does. So yeah, we had really nice views of this adult. This was about 10 feet away.
Oh.
Completely oblivious to us, which was nice. And away from the owls, this Slavonian grebe, which literally was on a pond in the middle of town. I mean, this was no more than 6 feet away.
Look at those colours. Absolutely astonishing.
I've taken so many pictures, and I've still got to sort them all out. I'm a bit behind schedule with those, but yeah. So Slavonian grebe, and this lovely brown bear.
Wow.
So we had an excursion.
I bet that wasn't 6 feet away.
No, that was about 100 meters away, something like that. Yeah. I wouldn't want to get too close.
Sure.
So this is a young female brown bear.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to a hide where we spent about 7 hours in the hide, and the people that run the hide, they put pieces of salmon out. So and about 10 o'clock in the evening, the bears. This is pretty much on the border with Russia. So there's a big population of brown bears in Russia, and they come from Russia across to Finland to feed and breed and just hang out. So yeah, we saw a couple of bears, but this was a nice one. And then a few days ago, I did a trip to Northumberland. Not the best shot, but this is roseate tern.
Yeah.
Taken off Coquette Island, which is like the #1 stronghold in the UK for roseate terns.
Mm-hmm.
So we had quite a few of those from the boat.
They kind of it looks almost white, doesn't it? They're really pale looking, aren't they?
Yeah, I've got the most quality shot of a roseate tern, sharpest picture I've ever taken. But its wings in front of its head.
Oh no!
So the tail sharp, the wings are sharp, but you can't see its head. It's like no. So anyway, never mind. And then on the same par with your great reed warbler, this is another great reed warbler that was in Nottinghamshire, just near the River Trent, which again, like you said, the red gape is stunning. So this was taken on Saturday afternoon. So yeah, we had fabulous views to sort of round our tour off, really.
I was going to say my bird was sort of the other side of a ditch, so I got views, but not that great views. But that looks like it might have been a bit closer. So
it literally was 25 feet away. It may have even been closer. Literally, I did a trip up to Yorkshire last year, and we stopped off near the same sort of area, and we saw great reed warbler last year. So I assume it's the same bird that's just come back again.
Okay.
But yeah, so if you want to see a great reed warbler in the UK, either the one in Nottingham or Matt's bird up at Snettisham. So
to be fair, I mean, it's nice to see. Obviously, you always want to see a bird if you've never seen it before, but just hearing it, I think the voice was better than, other than the gape, which was so colourful. But the voice is just
it's just like really, and you hear it like a long time before you even get there.
Yeah, it's just incredible. And the other thing I found as well, because it sounded like it was there, so I'm like doing this, and then it's over there. Yeah. Kind of almost throw it because it's so loud. Yeah.
Yep.
Brilliant. Right. We've got some comments. Mick Woodruff says he has a personal record of a pair nesting at Abberton on the 19th of June 2021. So I'm assuming you might have been talking about turtles.
He said spoonbills. He's commented a bit later. Yeah, spoonbill.
Oh, spoonbills. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, great.
So I'm pretty sure they're on.
Oh yeah, spoonbill. There we go. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, gone.
Pretty sure they're on a par with the same time last year.
Okay. And Jan Lewis put excellent picks, Matt. Just the ticket. Yeah, thanks, Jan. Well, that's kind of a bit of a joke because you know where we park at Canvey to look at Scarce Emerald.
Oh, yeah.
Roughly. Well, there was already 3 or 4 vehicles there, so I kind of pulled my little car onto the end and parked on the grass and didn't really think anything of it. And then when we got back to the car, there was a parking ticket.
No.
Technically, I was on the verge, and we think that the verge is obviously in line with the path. The path had stopped. I was on the verge. There was a sign opposite and over a bit, which neither of us noticed, saying "Don't park on the verge." So yes, but there we go. But nice comment. I like that. Just the ticket. Well, and Jan, to be fair to the record, Jan very kindly paid half the ticket as well, which he really didn't have to do. So thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that. And I owe you lunch next time, definitely. Right, what's next?
Well, yeah. So yeah, there's some. Yeah, so it's not all good news, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, people have seen on social media and on the news. Seems like avian bird flu has hit the UK and hit it quite hard at the moment. In fact, not just the UK. I think Europe's been, certainly continental Europe's been hit as well. Certainly Holland, which is really, really sad to hear and see, really. Let me just try to share the screens. Let me just.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think there's obviously a lot of dead birds around at the moment, isn't there? I know that when I was up in Snettisham, there was a dead gannet on the beach. When Jan and I went to Bowers Marsh, we counted over 20 dead gulls on the scrape there, most of them adults. I have reported that to DEFRA. There was also a herring gull at Gunners Park that looked very, very poorly on the beach as well. And I know that you've had, unfortunately, quite a few dead birds when you've been on your travels, haven't you, Steve?
Yeah, Shetland was, I have to say, was really, really poor. There were lots of dead gannets. Yeah, great skewers. I mean, where I go to a breeding colony at Hermaness, where there's 300-400 pairs, there's literally 10 pairs.
Oh.
I mean, it's, yeah, and you drive along the roads and there's like terns and fulmars and gulls just laying by the side of the road. So it's, yeah, very, very, very sad.
It's heartbreaking, isn't it?
So I'm just sharing a screen here. So if anyone does find a dead bird that you might think has been affected by bird flu, please call DEFRA.
Yeah, take a picture of that. If you've got a mobile with you or something, just take a picture of that, keep it with you, because yeah, as Steve said, any dead birds, primarily gulls, water birds, wildfowl is what they're looking for. But I think anything you can report at the moment. And if you see a poorly bird, there's really not an awful lot you can do. And the advice is actually don't try and pick it up, don't touch it, don't go near it. Yeah. And of course, as we've all been doing the last 2 years, it's well worth carrying some anti-bac in the car. So if you go to a birding site and you're touching gates and things, just anti-bac your hands when you get back to the car. But yes, this obviously, if we can hopefully all report it, and fingers crossed, I don't know if they're going to get on top of it, but hopefully they will. But it's really sad to see. So let's hope they do get on top of it.
Yeah.
Should we do something a little bit more merry?
Yes, let's do that.
Yes. We're going to talk about Dave Dutton and Mo Jackson and Sunnymead Farm, aren't we?
We are. Positive, lots of positive news.
Yeah, I'm going to get some pictures up. Hang on a minute. Right. So we'll start off. Hopefully we've got this in the right order. Otherwise it's all going to go horribly wrong. So this is not actually at Sunnymead Farm, but this is at Tendring. Yep.
So there's a tawny owl that's in the past nested in a cavity of an ash tree. And then this year, once again, it's nested again, and it's got 2 chicks. So Dave Dutton, as he, quite an ingenious, that's the word I'm after. He set up a trail camera overlooking the nest, and he's managed to get a couple of half decent shots of the chicks. And here's both the chicks. which both successfully fledged. So that's so nice. And again, it's been quite a nice dry spring, hasn't it? So I think a lot of certainly the breeding birds around here have done really well by the looks of it.
What's that in the front? Is that like a rat tail or something in the front there? Do you think?
Yeah, it does look like a rat tail. Yeah, tasty, tasty.
And then he had some slightly sad but interesting news, didn't he?
Yeah. So he says, so Dave and Mo live at Sunnymead Farm, which is at Wivenhoe, and they've got loads of nest boxes around the farm, and they had a tawny owl box, which has got a camera fitted inside it, and he always checks all his boxes, and he found a jackdaw sitting on eggs. So he went back a few weeks later, and the jackdaw wasn't there, but there were 2 eggs, which turned out to be tawny owl eggs. Wow. So the jackdaw was incubating 2 tawny owl eggs, which, it's like, what? It's like crazy. So he went back a week later, and one of the eggs had hatched, but the other egg didn't hatch, unfortunately. And then his camera over the next 10 days or so basically picked up that this tawny owl chick was being fed by the jackdaw. I mean, it's just crazy. So that was the end of May. And then Dave and Mo came to Shetland with me, and then they returned home to find no eggs, no chicks. So he assumes that maybe a stoat got in and predated them. Really don't know. But, I mean, that sounds bizarre, doesn't it?
That's incredible, isn't it? I mean, I'm trying to work out how, I don't know, maybe something happened to the parent, the adult birds, or maybe they deserted the nest and the jackdaw found it and thought, oh, there's eggs already. I won't wait. I won't put any effort in. I'll just sit on these ones, kind of thing. Absolutely.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, and the fact that the jackdaw was feeding the tawny owl.
It'd be interesting if it had fledged, and would it behave like an owl? Would it behave like a jackdaw? Would it be a new species, a jack owl? I don't know.
Oh, you think very good. Tawny door. A tawny door.
Tawny door.
Tawny door. Tawny door.
That's interesting, and thanks, Dave. That information is always great, and the pictures are always good to see. And what I love is it's always something a bit a bit different. It's always good to see different things, definitely. Right, we're going to have a little break, but just before we do, if I can find it, John Ward kindly sent us a video, and this is a little video he's taken on his camera of some fledglings. So this should be quite nice. We're going to watch this really quickly. This takes about a minute or so. Did I tell you about Colin the Crow? Have I mentioned Colin the Crow?
I remember Colin the Crow, yeah.
Colin the Crow, right. So Colin the Crow, for those of you who don't know, we've got a crow opposite. He's now called Colin. My other half, Tina, feeds him, and started off by feeding him a bit of bird food. And then over time, he's had a little bit of sausage meat from the middle of sausage rolls and the yolk of an egg, all kind of, I know. So he eats better than I do, basically. And every morning at about 4:35 in the morning, he's out there on a lamppost, like going, for his breakfast. So it wakes us up, and Tina's out there at 5 o'clock in the morning feeding the crow. Well, Colin met up with Betty.
Righty.
This was about 6, 8 weeks ago, and they built a nest in a tree just over that way, and they were then busy. I mean, it's actually quite interesting, to be fair, because you can watch them. They're picking up beaks full of food, literally stuffing as much as they can. They eat for themselves first, and they fill their beak, and then they've been flying back to the nest when the birds had hatched, obviously, or he was feeding her while she was on eggs. And now they've hatched and they've fledged. We've got one bird. He's called Hopper, because he just hops around the roof waiting to be fed. And we think there's a second fledgling as well, because there's 4 out there this morning. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit like Alfred Hitchcock outside mine fairly soon, I think. And I've got to try and persuade Tina to kind of reduce the food a little bit now, because they need to, as you said, learn to find food.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not always going to be on the drive. Right. Brilliant. Shall we have a break?
Yeah, let's have a break for a minute, and then
I'm probably going to go and have to feed Hopper, I think.
Hopper. You got the names for the other ones yet?
Well, not yet. I haven't seen the 4th one. So I think Tina named the parents. I called the baby Hopper. So I've got to think of a name for the other fledgling. Tell you what, anyone can think of a name for the fledgling in the break, then that's what it's going to be called. Yeah, right. Hold on.
We love your support.
If I do this, let me see if I can find the video. Goodness gracious.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes to conclude the rest of the show.
I'm back.
Oh
no, it's terrible, isn't it? I was going to do one with the Albatross on it, but I thought you wouldn't be there when we got back.
I'd go. I'd just like shut down and I'd get a cardboard cutout of Iceman or something. And
yeah. Right. Anyway, I just went out and grabbed a drink, and Tina's watching this, and she said that I've been told that she doesn't feed them during the day. It's only at breakfast time, and she's only going to carry on doing it until they can fly for themselves. There you go. And then until the weather gets cold, or or it's raining, or they come in. Then they're on the sofa, and they're all snuggled up under a blanket watching telly. It's fine.
You got to worry when there's no room for you, mate, and the crows take first place.
No. Sort of a name. I need a name for the other fledgling. We've got Colin, you still got Hopper, so we need another name.
Come on, let us know.
Anyway, right. We're doing sightings, aren't we? So around the county, just a county roundup.
So so it's been as we were saying a bit earlier, it's been end of May, beginning of June tends to be a bit of a quieter month in the county, but there's been a few bits and bobs happening. So I'm covering the south of the county as usual. So I'll whip through these a bit quick using my trusty sheet of paper. So Rainham Marshes, they had a golden oriole on the 18th of June. So only a couple of days ago. I think it was just only seen briefly before it sort of flew off. But that's a good record for the reserve. East Tilbury, pectoral sandpiper was present for a few days back at the end of May. And it's had black tern and still got grasshopper warbler on and off, which is again another nice bird. And then not too far away at Langdon Hills, so just outside Basildon, Paul Wood, one of the East Tilbury birders, found an alpine swift, which is really good. Oh God, what's he? Oh, you know what? I thought, what are you laughing? And it's like, yeah, I've just seen the comments.
Sorry, yeah, Russell.
We'll cover that in a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Where was I? Alpine Swift. Yeah, it was seen on Saturday for about 10 minutes with common swifts before it flew off. We got Wat Tyler Country Park. The last couple of days has had a pair of cattle egrets, so fingers crossed they might be nesting. Canby Wick, still a good place to see nightingale if you live in the south of the county. And then nearby at Canby Point, on the 18th again. Everything seemed to happen on the 18th. They had a roseate tern, which was a good record, and a razorbill as well, which is sort of rather seasonal even. Bowers Marsh, so bearded tits there, and there's still grasshopper warbler on and off. Our Shoebury black guillemot was last seen on the 9th of June, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's still knocking around somewhere out in the Thames. Wakering and the Foulness. So Wakering had a hoopoo on the 28th of May briefly, and also it's had turtle doves, which I'm sure Mark's got that covered, and also had long-tailed duck. So there's a few birds, razorbill, long-tailed duck, a few summer records. Just finishing off now, we've got Wallasey Island had osprey earlier in the month, and then moving up to our neck of the woods, we've got Old Hill Marshes has still got gargany, and good numbers of breeding waders this year, so lots of redshanks and lapwings. And our autumn migration has already started. The first spotted redshanks were seen at the weekend. And there's been cattle egrets nearby at Tollsbury Wick, on and off. And then just to round off, Mersey's been very quiet this month, apart from lots of the breeding stuff. But a Bradwell on sea, a spoonbill flew over Bradwell, straight over West Mersey Marina towards Abberton. So they're assuming it's one of the Abberton birds just gone fly around.
Yep.
So yeah, that's it from me. Nice and sweet this month.
Fantabulous. Thank you, Steve. Well, yeah, I'll pick up. And to be fair, it's very similar here. There's not an awful lot to report from up north. I've got a couple of pictures to share, not particularly of sightings, just really because, as you said, there's quite a lot of young birds around at the moment, and I've just nabbed a couple of pictures off of our website. Can you see that one? Yep. So these are posted onto our website by Michael Davies. So thanks, Michael. This is a obviously a coot feeding a chick. Nice cuckoo. So there's been quite a few cuckoos around locally. It's always lovely to hear them, and good sign that summertime is well and truly here. And he also got a picture of little grebe with a littler grebe that was taken at a fingering hoe. So again, nice to see those. Abberton this month got black tern on the 31st of May, right at the end of last. Then we've got white stork. Has been around the reserve. I think it was seen on the 2nd of June. White fronted goose. Quite a late white fronted goose on the 5th of June. Gargany on the 9th. Turtle dove was reported from there yesterday, as we discussed earlier on. Osprey also yesterday as well. And of course at Abberton, as we mentioned already, the spoonbills look like they're breeding, but also, or might be breeding, sorry, but also the great white egrets and the cattle egrets, they're pretty hopeful as well, aren't they?
Yeah, good.
There's at least 2 or 3 great whites in full breeding plumage, and there's been half a dozen or so cattle egret in the roost, I think, hasn't there?
Yeah, there has. Yeah, they're all in decent nick.
Fingering hoe on the right at the end of last month, after last month's show, obviously on the 31st of May, there was a curlew sandpiper. Holland Haven. So just a quick shout out really to Mick Rodwell over at Holland Haven, and the guys over there that bird it. You've got Pete Loud and Pete Davis and Pete Newton and Matt Lonsdale when he's around. They do a great job covering Holland Haven, and they pick up so much stuff over there. So really good work from them. And this bird, Montague's Harrier, and this was seen on the 29th of May briefly, and Mick managed to get a couple of pics of it actually. Really cracking bird. Also a big shout out as well to Darryl Rhymes, who covers Abberton. I know I've already gone through Abberton, but he puts in a lot of hours at Abberton, and so as do many people. So well done everyone that covers Abberton as well. At Radness we had there's been turtle doves still, there's been nightingales singing as well. This is a nice shot of a nightingale that was posted. I think this was I can't remember who posted this. I think it might have been John Ward, this one. I'm not sure. If I got it wrong, I apologise. Sorry?
Nice shot.
Yeah, it's a nice shot, isn't it? No, it wasn't. It was Ollie Cottis. This is Ollie's picture. Really nice picture, that one. Then on the Stour on the 9th and 10th of June, there's been an osprey. There's been a nuthatch in Stour Wood on the 11th of June, which I think was possibly the first or maybe second record ever for the Stour Wood there. And a couple of raven flew over Catawade on the 12th. And again, just a few names: Ed Keeble, Mark Nowers, obviously, as we saw earlier, and Rick Vonk. Those 3 guys, they do so well at the Stour, and they organise everyone else that's birding there, and they report so many birds from the area. So well done to them. And then at Frinton, of course, Paul Brayshaw covers Frinton really well. And he had a male rosefinch on the 28th of May in flight north, and autumn passage has started in Frinton as well, because he had 2 curlew south on the 8th of June. And that's pretty much it. I don't think we've missed anything. It's been a bit of a quieter month, hasn't it, like you said earlier on? But
yeah, difficult to choose a bird of the month this month, isn't it? It's
yeah. What do you think?
Well, we were sort of, I mean, Black Guillemot was probably bird of the month. That wasn't Bird of the Month last month because it was a certain blue rock thrush, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But black guillemot, I suppose, Hoopoe, Montague's Harrier. I mean, I suppose in rarity factor, black guillemot's probably the rarest. You know, but you know, what do people think? You know, it's let us know what should be Bird of the Month.
Yeah, put it in the chat. Montague's Harrier, black guillemot, or Hoopoe.
Yeah, it's quite good. We just make everyone else. We let everyone else make our decisions tonight. It's called passing the buck.
Definitely. Actually, very, very quickly, can I just come back? So I was going to share this screen and didn't have it queued up in time. But this is just for anyone that comes up to North East Essex. I mentioned Holland Haven. It is a good little site. There's a scrape, there's a sea, there's some scrub, there's a bit of woodlandy area. You can walk right the way through to Frinton if you want to. So there's lots and lots of habitat there, and you can walk right up through the farm. And I know that someone's asked for a site guide to Holland Haven, haven't they?
Yeah, I was speaking to people and they've said that when we do one of our site guides, which they've actually proved to be really popular, that can we do a Holland Haven one? So watch this space.
Okay. So just very quickly, there is a Holland Haven blog, and you can just go onto the internet, type in hollandhavenbirding.blogspot.com / whatever that is. But if you just type in hollandhavenbirding.blogspot, I think it will you'll find it. And this is something that they pop all the sightings on there. Oh, that's not a good one, nothing to report. But all the sightings are put on, and they do put some photographs on there as well, and you can just see what's around the area. It's always nice to be able to see what's there before you go. So anyone planning to go, hollandhavenbirding.blogspot.com. Easier to type than say.
It is rather, fantastic. Yeah, it's a good website. And Mick Rodwell, Matt says, does the website, and you know, top bloke.
Definitely. So
any feedback? Well, apart from so for those who are sitting at home that haven't seen the chat, so one of Matt's crows has been named.
Yeah, that's the end of the competition, really, isn't it? It's got to be.
Yeah, so Thomas Harris, well done, Tom. Russell Crowe.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Cheryl. Cheryl and Russell.
Oh, no. Well, I'll tell you what, if there's 3 fledglings, we're going to have Hopper, Russell, and Cheryl. All right. All they want
to do is have some fun, you know.
Oh my goodness. Right. Okay. Shall we move on? So we're going to talk about speed cameras, aren't we?
We're talking about speed cameras because yes, obviously, as we all know, we shouldn't go too fast.
Yeah, so don't worry, I haven't been caught speeding as well as caught parking illegally. No, this is something that Jan, it's only a little bit of fun, but Jan, while I was out with him the other day, he mentioned this to me, and there's a chap in Billingham, which I can't remember. Where did you say Billingham was? Cleveland?
I think it's in Cleveland, it's up north.
Okay. And I think he got fed up with people zooming past his house at stupid miles an hour. And he likes birds as well. So what he decided to do was to build a bird box for the birds to nest in. But he built it so it looked like a speed camera.
Brilliant.
And he's obviously put it right at the front of his front garden. And I think that's fantastic. That would definitely, if I saw that, I'd definitely slow down. 100%, you would, wouldn't you? Yeah.
You would.
So I know it's a little fun thing, and it was on the BBC News website, and people may have already seen it previously, but that just made me laugh. And so, yeah, thanks, Jan, for telling me about that. And I said I'd share it. And I guess this guy could have a career, maybe. That could be a novelty bird box. I don't know if anyone's seen any novelty bird boxes anywhere. If they have, let us know.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. That's good. That's good fun. I'm surprised he was allowed to keep it up.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, that's a different story. Maybe they would have taken it down. I don't know, but yeah, certainly would make me think twice. And Mick Woodruff mailed in, didn't he? He's coming to Lakenheath. When's Lakenheath? Next Sunday.
It's this Sunday coming.
Yeah. Mick's going to be there, so looking forward to seeing Mick. And he said he had a purple heron lifer recently at Minsmere.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
So speaking of Lakenheath, so this Sunday, the 26th of June, it's our next coach trip. So it's a Lakenheath Fen RSPB reserve. I think it leaves Chelmsford at 7:30. Off the top of my head.
Just going to get the page up now. Yes, I think it does. Yep. Here we go. I think there's still some spaces, isn't there? I think
there's still some spaces. So, yeah. As Matt said, well, in fact, if you've not been to Lakenheath before, really great reserve. Been really good for bitterns there at the moment. Bitterns, common crane, and also the weather stays like this. It's excellent for dragonflies as well. There's at least 12, 14 species of dragonfly there at the moment. It's got a little cafe or somewhere to get coffee, ice cream, and cake or whatever. And so departs 7:30 from Waterhouse Lane, Chelmsford, opposite the Meteor Way car park. So it looks like, unfortunately I'm away again for this trip, but are you all going, aren't you, Matt?
Yes, yeah, I'm actually I'm going to be, because I'm kind of halfway there already in Colchester, so I'm making my own way there. Going to travel up actually with Tim Hayward. We're going to because he's very local to Colchester as well, so we're doing 45 minutes at Ardley. I'm going to show him all of the delights at Ardley Reservoir, which I should be able to do in 45 minutes, I would have thought. And then we're going to meet everyone at McDonald's for 9 o'clock for breakfast.
Excellent. That sounds good. Sounds good. But yeah, so if you want to book a place, the details are on our website, ebws.org.uk. And you can email Jerry Johnson at jerry2johnson@aol.com, or you can give him a call on 07775 663 166. As I say, all the information is on our website. So I hope you have a really good day. Sorry, I'll be missing it.
Yeah,
but, I'll be back, as Arnold said.
Excellent. Well, yeah, hopefully we will have a good day. And yeah, I think I've said it before on these shows, and it's a shame you're not coming, because we do always find more stuff with you there, because you're a pretty good birder, mate. You do find the odd thing.
You say so.
I'm normally wondering, I can't even hear bearded tits. I've got no chance, have I?
Do you know what? Also, we were saying earlier that Matt and I, we often get together and go birding now and again. We haven't seen each other for months and months, apart from like on Zoom. So we're looking forward to getting out and birding together again.
Definitely. Right, we've actually been sent in a little bit. I don't know if there's any feedback on Zoom, but we've got a couple of emaily bits. So if I just read those out very quickly. Jerry, hi Jerry. Jerry said, in relation to turtle doves, obviously you haven't seen one yet this year, Steve. So he said you must try harder.
Thank you, Jerry.
So you've been told off, mate.
Okay, that's reprimanded. Thank you.
David L. Smith has got another caption competition. He's put, you can't park there, residents only. Okay, that's good.
Oh, that's a bit that's a bit harsh.
And Jerry must have read our mind, because he's asking us to remind people about the Lakenheath trip, but you've already done that, which is excellent. And David Saville has sent in a picture. We've got a fresh picture. So let me see if I can hopefully make this work. And this is because David Saville won the spring photo competition.
He did,
very recently.
With an excellent picture of a singing wren.
Yeah, and this is a lovely yellow wag. Yeah, beautiful yellow wag.
That's nice.
And I love the way that, he's got that in the flowers and the depth of field and everything. That's really nice, isn't it? Very nice.
Yeah, lovely shot that is. That's a nice cracker, that is.
Thank you for sharing that, David. And he put that was in his garden.
Wow, it's a good garden bird.
Yeah, first in his garden for 36 years.
Wow.
Possibly nearby, so fingers crossed. And we've literally just had another email drop in, Adrian Watts. So hold on, let me just download the picture. Here we go. By the magic of modern technology and all that stuff, I can hopefully click this and you'll see.
Wow.
That's quite nice, isn't it? I like
Superb.
that. Yeah. So yeah, a little egret, obviously, and not sure what fish. Do you know what fish that is?
No, do you know what? It's right behind my webcam. I'm having to move my I'm having to look over the top. Oh no, it's a fish. Yeah. It's a fish.
Yeah, not sure, but it was a fish.
Yes, it's now an ex-fish.
Not a fish anymore. Yeah,
that's a cracking shot, though. Really nice. Well done, mate.
And talking to Tim Hayward, Tim's actually sent in a little selection of photos really quickly. So let me just share these. I'm not sure. Hang on a second. Right. I don't know if you're going to like this, Steve.
As long as it's not an albatross, I'll be happy.
Right, hold on.
If not, I'll see you all later.
So that's first picture.
Oh, okay. I can see where this is going.
So Tim's he said he had a trip up to Bempton, and he said Bempton is a photographer's paradise, and he's sent in a few pictures. I think it's 4 or 5 pictures, but he's found some new species, which is pretty good. So first up, we've obviously got the picture of the cliffs with razorbill and puffin and kittiwake and some guillemots in the background. Got a nice shot of a razorbill closer up. But it's some of the new species. He's found the double-headed gannet, which is quite interesting. And my favourite one is the 4-foot penguin. Puffin, sorry, 4-foot puffin.
Oh, that
looks like
brilliant.
A penguin, doesn't it?
Oh, that is brilliant. Love it.
4-foot puffin. So that's fantastic. I like that. And then he got a. I've told him that I'm going to tell you this is a great blackback gull. So it's a great blackback gull, Steve.
Yeah.
Right.
I love a great blackback gull, me. Do you know what,
So,
Matt?
yeah.
I went up to the tour to Northumberland, and in my plan, I thought, if the albatross is there, I will divert up either on the way up or on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
So it was last seen last Monday. So I thought, well, it does this occasionally. It goes out to sea but comes back.
Yep.
So, and did it come back? No. And then what's happened today? Come back today.
You'll get it. You're
Yeah,
out about so much.
I'll have a trip up there in the next few weeks, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
no, you'll get it.
Yeah.
What Tim has also said is, he said it occurred to me that we could have occasional sessions on the monthly calls or shows where people give a briefing on particular sites they've visited outside Essex. So maybe, yeah, I mean, if people have got any sites a little bit further afield that they go to regularly and they think are really good, yeah, by all means, send in a couple of pictures. We're quite happy to show pictures of anywhere you've been. Obviously we do mainly focus on Essex, of course, but we do stuff further afield as well. So anything birding really is always good, isn't it?
absolutely.
Right.
Neil Sumner's put a caption competition in. He says, following on from David, so he said his caption is "Someone sitting there, mate."
That's good. I like that.
Very good. Very good.
Oh.
So what have we got now? So David didn't mention anything. Matt mentioned that David Saville won the summer photographic competition. No, not the summer one. What was it? The summer one or the spring one? I have no idea.
It was the spring one.
It was the spring one. You're right. Oh,
It was
God.
the spring one, yeah. So
I think we should go to. Yeah.
let me just find the picture. Hang on.
So entries, and we're taking entries now for the summer photographic competition.
We are. So first of all, this is just a quick picture of David with his picture. So what we do, for anyone that doesn't know by now, is the winning photograph. We print it, frame it, put a certificate on the back of it, and then if you live fairly close to Colchester, I'll drive it out and present it to you. And if you live miles away, Steve says he'll do that. So if you live miles away, I'll probably still drive out and just go birding.
I'm probably passing. So
yes, yeah. But yeah, we've got the summer one. So you're going to tell us about the summer one, Steve. Let me bring the picture up.
So entries are now open. So the pictures have got to be taken in Essex and got to be wild bird related, and you can submit up to 3 photographs per entry. Free to enter, but we accept the first 3 photos you send in, and then the judges will whittle down the entries to the top, whatever it is, top 15, isn't it, or top 20 or whatever?
Top 16 we do, quarter final.
Top 16, there goes, close, wasn't it? It was close. And then we put all the final entries on Twitter and Facebook, and you can vote, and then we'll announce the winner in August.
Yeah. So we've already had, I think there's already been about a dozen entries. And it's only been open couple of weeks. So anytime, what I'd say to people is, obviously, by all means, send in your pictures whenever you want to. But if you wait to nearer the 14th of August, then you can choose your favourite 3 from the period 1st of June to 14th of August. Send them all in, and yeah, as Steve said, we'll choose our favourites, and then everyone else gets to vote on them. Yeah, it's good fun. And the great thing is it's getting more and more popular as well, which is really nice. So just thank you to everyone who's been taking part. It's much appreciated.
Good fun. And to be fair, it's great when we whittle down our top 16. You know, it's there's so many good photos that come in. It's quite a tricky job to do. So, but yeah, we look forward to seeing the next lot of entries.
Yes. Yeah.
So, any feedback?
I was going to say, I haven't got anything else on the emails. Have you got anything else on Zoom or Facebook?
So, on Zoom, or no, on the YouTube, yeah, we've got so Adrian Watts, or Bumble as he's known. David Smith says probably a minnow.
Oh, okay.
I think if you don't know what it is, you just say it's a minnow or a stickleback. I think that's what happens. And then Mick Woodruff says sightings. I don't know quite. Sightings outside Essex. Although I'm an Essex boy, I live in Suffolk, so you know, no problems there.
Send in any pictures and stuff. Yeah, fine.
And Pete, it's crikey, it's all coming in now. Oh my crikey. Huh. Pete Dwyer's just said he's just had a report of a yellow wagtail on Housted Cricket Ground from Tony Wells this evening.
Nice.
Ron Coulson says, well done, Matt and Steve. Another enjoyable evening. Oh well, Ron's obviously managed to stay awake. He said, Top Gun Tom didn't hang around long. And then Mick Woodruff again said that he agrees with David. He thinks the egret's food is a minnow. So there you go.
Oh, maybe it actually is a minnow then. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, 2 against 1.
I don't do fish, to be fair. I struggle with birds, so fish are definitely beyond me. Right.
Oh, yeah. So
talk about membership, I think.
We do this every month, and we'll still keep on doing it because. So yeah, if you want to join the Essex Birdwatching Society, which is a great thing to be a member of, isn't it, Matt? It's right.
Absolutely superb. I mean, in all seriousness, it is. You know, you get involved with everyone. You get to watch us do this. We've got field trips. The field trips are brilliant. As Steve said, we're going to Lakenheath on Sunday. We have the indoor meetings, and they are just fantastic. You know, we have a huge range of subjects. Sue Watts does a great job in organising lots of different speakers, and I think next year we're going to be having a mixture of indoor meetings in Chelmsford and with a few virtual meetings as well, so it gives you wider scope to cover a variety of subjects. And you get, well, what do you get, Steve, as part of your membership?
£16, that's all it is per year. You get 2 copies of Essex Birdwatching magazine, Essex Birding, so cracking quality publication.
Oh, hang on a minute. You get that as well.
You get your fixture card. I wonder what was going to come out there for a minute.
Yeah.
So you get a fixture card with all the stuff we're doing on. And I say you get 2 magazines every 6 months. Essex Birding, and then, great, which is quality. You know, full of articles. There's Essex articles. There's from abroad. It covers a multitude of birding subjects.
The good thing with the Essex Birding Journal is, sorry to interrupt, but everything in there is contributed by society members. So if you're a member and you want to write an article about, for example, I don't know, if Mick Woodruff wants to write an article about birds he's seen in his local garden, even though he's in Sudbury, that would be fine, and I'm sure it would be considered. And anything else that any members want to send in, they will be shown pictures, articles, anything at all. Sorry, go on, Steve.
And then also for your money, the Essex Bird Report, flagship publication. The editor Neil Sumner is watching this evening. He's done a cracking job of this. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. It's pretty much the Bible for everything that was reported in the previous year. So this is 2020s.
Yep.
There's graphs. I mean, yeah, fantastic photography, great artwork. It's just full of information. I can't recommend it enough, to be honest.
Proper thick.
And it's proper thick, and it smells good as well.
Yep, it smells lovely. And you've got the Essex bird list at the end, and you've got dates that things were last seen and first summer migrant arrivals and the last dates on which they departed. So loads of really good information in there, definitely. And to join, let me just share this. There we go. Go on then, Steve.
So here we go. So I'm back on our website, ebws.org.uk. We've got a tab about how to join. It tells you everything that we've just told you. But then down towards the bottom, it tells you how to join, and you can pay by PayPal. There are other ways of paying, but PayPal is great. And just click on the Join Now button, and it will take you through all the steps you need to join. £16 a year for adult membership, and if you're under 18, £4 a year. So so there's no excuses not to join.
You get, as Steve said, you get 20 quid's worth of publications as part of the membership anyway. Plus, you can subscribe to our mailing list, which, to be fair, you can actually do from the website regardless. So from our homepage, you've got the Join Renew button at the top there. That takes you to the page we were just at. There's lots of stuff on the homepage, obviously, as people already know, and latest news and bits and pieces. But if you scroll to the very bottom, you've got the subscription, and you can subscribe to here. You don't have to put in your name. The only field that we need filled out is the email address, and then you'll get regular updates in terms of where we're going on field trips, the indoor meetings, when Steve and I are doing this show, and anything else that's relevant to birdwatching in Essex or the Essex Birdwatching Society. So please subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to do. And if you don't want to receive the emails anymore, you can always unsubscribe.
Yeah, fantastic. We just had a couple of messages. Neil Sumner's just messaged in. Of course, although Neil is the editor, there's a fantastic team of sub-editors, proofreaders, contributors. There's art editor, people that write all the summaries. So yeah, it's a great team effort. And he said that work has now started on the Essex Bird Report 2021, and we've got some new 6 new sub-editors that have volunteered to help out. So thank you to all of those. I mean, everyone's work's much appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, obviously, you know, me and you do this, and this is a bit of fun, and it takes a bit of prep and everything, but the work that Mick Tracy puts in, and the work that Neil, Andrew on the website, sorting out all the information, collating it all, you know, checking it all, and then sending it out to all the sub-editors, and then they go through it all and turn that data into words and pictures and graphs. It's a phenomenal job, and I think we all appreciate it. So yeah, well done. Neil also said that Tony Wells, I think he was the chap that was Tony Wells.
He had the yellow wagtail tonight.
Oh, he had the yellow wag on the cricket pitch. Yeah, he was lucky. He only went out for a duck. Very good.
Neil's on. Just excuse me a second while I put a light on.
I thought you were leaving the room.
I can't see.
I thought Neil's joke was so bad that you were going to leave.
No, it just looked like it's getting dark in here. It's
and I think Nick's got a message as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he said he's like basically. Yeah, that's a good point. That he's lost count of how many birders have told him they want to join the society, but they've not got around to it. So there's no excuses. It's very easy to join. You know, if Matt and I can do it, then anyone can do it.
Spread the word. Get your friends to join.
Yeah, it's a great society, and I say it's a great social thing. Yeah, it's brilliant. And I say for all the stuff, the reports, the field meetings, you know, it's great. So yeah, please join, and also please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. YouTube, Essex Birdwatching Society. I think we were just below 300 last month.
We're on over 300 now. I think we're on about.
Now we're over 300. So let's aim a little bit higher, please.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah, fantastic.
We want to get to a million subscribers. That's what we want.
Yeah, then Matt and I can retire and live on the profits from YouTube. So please subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe. Get your relations to subscribe.
Shall I get Colin and Betty and Russell and Cheryl and Hopper to subscribe?
I'm sure they've got an email account.
Probably got that already, I expect. Yeah. Right. So what's? Oh no, we've got to do the caption competition winner. Did we chose one, didn't we? Yes, we have chosen. I'll just double check and see if there's nothing new coming in on Facebook, because that would be really embarrassing if I've got so many bits of paper on my desk. It's hilarious.
You know what? So am I, like everywhere. Let me just check.
Anything?
I did check a little while ago and there was nothing, but
On Facebook, there's nothing on nothing else on the emails.
no, nothing on Facebook. So
Okay. Go on then.
so
Reveal the winner.
So who's going to reveal the winner? You or me?
Oh, you can reveal the winner. Go on.
So the winner of the caption competition, and the prize is a wonderful, shiny Essex Birdwatching Society pin badge.
You've got
It's
like a bit on the
Simon.
back. Stick it on.
Even attaches to your shirt or hat or whatever. So the winner is Simon Norton, who his caption was, "I like Stork, but you're having a giraffe, mate. I prefer utterly butterly."
Very good.
I think you read it better than I did, but
I don't know about that.
it was very good. But thanks to everyone that wrote in with the caption competition. That was, great.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, we love to get people's feedback and comments and all that sort of stuff because because sometimes we sit here and we feel like we're talking just to ourselves.
We probably are. I haven't checked if anyone's watching actually at the moment. So they might have all turned off. You never know.
Yeah, so so if you have enjoyed it or got any comments from future Birds of Essex, please let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Right, what's coming up over the next month or so then? So we've got the Lakenheath trip on Sunday, as you said. We're going away hopefully next month, aren't we?
So was it the 15th of? I'm not even sure when it is actually. It's July. It's the Global Bird Fair. So it's the 17th of July.
Yes.
So it'll be our last field trip of the season, and it's to the Global Bird Fair at the Rutland Showground. So if anyone's had their head in the ground for the last few months, so it's almost replaced what the Bird Fair used to be, but it's just 2 miles northwest of Rutland Water now, and it's a brand new sort of bird fair, Global Bird Fair, and the Birdwatching Society are running a coach trip there. So if you're interested in going, and it'll be a great day, I'm sure it'll be a great day. It's leaving Chelmsford at 7 a.m. on Sunday, the 17th of July, and it costs £20 per person. But this does not include your entry to the bird fair. You'll need to pre-book tickets online for it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to open the link because I don't know if it's changed or not. I'm not sure if it's just busy because I had a look at this the other day, and there's quite a lot more that's been announced.
Okay.
So you can you see the Google search for it there? I'm not sure that the site's opening. It's trying to open, but I think it's either down or busy, or whatever. But if you go to globalbirdfair.org, I can't show you unfortunately, but there's a lot of stuff on there now. I don't know if you can get it up, Steve.
I am trying. I don't think it's going to work for me either.
No, I reckon their site's down. It's probably just busy at the moment. But what they've done is they've actually put a list of all the lectures that are taking place right through the weekend, and there's also a list of the exhibitors as well. So if you want to come along, as Steve said, please get in touch with jerry2johnson@aol.com. It's all on the website. There are spaces left on the coach. It's filling very fast, but I think there's a handful of spaces left. So please contact Jerry and come along. It'll be a good day.
Be a good day. Yeah. Yeah. There was nothing working on the website. So like you say, probably the demand of everyone trying to book tickets and stuff like that. So it's
those million people watching us. They've all gone onto the Global Bird Fair website while we're talking. That's what it is.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. So Matt and I are having a break next month. So July will be a month off, which I'm sure you'll be very pleased about. But we'll be back in August.
Yes.
I don't think we've confirmed a date yet, but we'll be back in August and hopefully have lots to talk about, including how you got on at Lakenheath and the Bird Fair and all that sort of stuff. What's been seen.
Winner of the summer photo competition we'll be announcing.
Summer photo competition, yep. So again, don't forget to send your entries in. Yeah, it's been a good talk this tonight, hasn't it? It's I've enjoyed it, even though I'm half asleep, but it's like it's fine.
You're flagging, aren't you? I can tell.
Yeah, it's past my bedtime now. Like
you're like that Duracell bunny that kind of gets right to the end of the advert and
like,
just. Well, I've enjoyed it, and Tom enjoyed it as well.
Tom loved it. He feels the need for speed.
I think Colin and Betty and Hopper enjoyed it too. They're watching through the window, I'm sure. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching.
More importantly, though, it's Top Gun like.
Right.
In 20 seconds, because it's all
in 20 seconds, it's almost as good as seeing the Albatross.
Okay.
It was really, seriously, it's actually really good. I mean, I love the original anyway. It's corny still, and it's exactly what you expect it to be, but it's kind of more than you expect it to be. The effects are brilliant. It's the kind of film you get to the cinema, you turn your brain off, and you just sit there and watch it. It's great fun. Really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, I'll try and get to see that, hopefully. And the Albatross.
I think there's a cinema up near Bempton that's showing Top Gun, so you might be able to do the two in one day.
Do you know what? Yeah, they might have an open air cinema. Could watch the Albatross and Top Gun at the same time.
Flying over the screen.
Oh, that'd be a dream, wouldn't it?
Brilliant. Okay.
Just had a couple of quick comments. Richard Chew, great stuff as always, Matt and Steve. See you in August since you need a month off.
I think Steve's going to spend a month in bed, I reckon, aren't you?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. I'll be good. I'll be good by tomorrow morning. What else we've got? Jonathan Norgate, thanks both. Hopefully see you out soon. Yeah, but that'll be nice. We'll be out on the local patches very soon.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to do something.
And who else we've got? And Mo Jackson, thank you. Great evening. So, no, thank you everyone for watching tonight. And I hope you enjoyed the new 7:30 start time. I did.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we're done 9:15. Yeah, it's good. I think we'll do that again. Yeah, definitely, if it's okay with everyone. Yeah. So brilliant. Thanks for everyone for watching. I've not just tonight, but over the last year or so that we've been doing. We had a break last July, didn't we? So it's pretty much a year. Yeah.
No, it's been great. We enjoy doing them. We try and make it as professional as ever, but obviously you can see we're not professionals. But yeah, we appreciate everyone's comments as well. Yeah,
definitely. And don't forget Lakenheath. Don't forget the Global Bird Fair. We'll be back in August. Don't forget the summer competition.
Don't forget to send your turtle dove records in.
Yes, definitely. That's really important.
And enjoy the summer.
Yes, definitely. And we'll have the big county birdwatch at the end of September. Well, we'll talk about that in August, I think, won't we?
We'll talk about that next month. Yeah. Following month. Yeah.
Brilliant. Excellent. Thanks, everyone.
Take it easy, everybody.
Take care. Good night.
Good night. See you later.